Hello, welcome to Introduction to the Florida Bar Application. My name is Beth Benyon, and I'm the Assistant Director of Academic Success and Bar Preparation Services. I also teach Multi-State Strategies, a bar skills class at Stetson. Becoming a licensed attorney takes a lot of hard work and determination. In this session, we're going to discuss one of the most important things you should do during your 1L year to save money, open yourself up to great legal opportunities, and get a jump start on your career as an attorney. In this presentation, we'll discuss why you should consider filing your Florida Bar application early, who administers the Florida Bar exam, the admission requirements for the Florida Bar, and important dates and how to file early. It may seem as if it's way too early for you to think about the bar exam, but there are some important reasons why you should consider filing early with a student registration. If you file by the early deadline, Stetson will pay your $100 early filing fee, resulting in considerable savings to you. You have a choice to file early and pay nothing now, or later forking over $350 to $400 for your Florida Bar application. The 1L student registration starts you on the path to becoming a certified legal intern, or CLI, through one of our many clinical education programs. As an upperclassman, this experience will allow you to stand in the role of an attorney and handle actual cases before the court, while under the supervision of a licensed practicing attorney, but only if you've completed the full student application process and have been cleared for character and fitness by the Florida Board of Bar Examiners. To receive character and fitness clearance, you'll undergo a background investigation process, which can take anywhere from 6 to 9 months to complete. If you delay filing your bar application until after graduation, you may in fact be eligible to sit for the Florida Bar exam, but you still will not be able to start your career as a practicing attorney due to the pending background investigation. Don't delay your successful career or limit your job or clinical opportunities by delaying your admission application. The Florida Supreme Court created the Florida Board of Bar Examiners as an administrative agency to handle all matters of bar admission in the state of Florida. Their website, www.floridabarexam.org, is listed on this slide. Go ahead and bookmark it now. You'll need to access this website often as you begin the process of applying for admission and again later during your time as a student at Stetson. To become a licensed attorney in Florida, you must meet 3 criteria. Number 1, you must earn a JD from an ABA accredited law school. When you graduate from Stetson Law, you will have fulfilled this criteria. Number 2, pass the bar exam. The bar exam actually has 2 components. What we traditionally think of as the Florida Bar exam is a 2-day exam taken in either February or July after you graduate. The second component is the Multi-State Professional Responsibility exam, also known as the MPRE, which should be taken later in your second year or during your 3rd year as a student. Staying connected with our office is the best way to successfully pass these 2 exams. Number 3, finally, by filing your Florida Bar student registration, you set in motion a background investigation to prove your good moral character and fitness to practice law. Unlike the first 2 components, this is something you can and should start doing now. In 1978, the Florida Supreme Court defined good moral character as honesty, fairness, and respect for the rights of others as the standard of conduct required, which must have a rational connection to the applicant's fitness to practice law. Upon submitting your bar application, the Florida Board of Bar Examiners will conduct an extensive background investigation, taking a whole person view. In other words, not only what you've done, but also who you are. They want to get a sense of who you are and are seeking to determine if you are someone who possesses the requisite character and fitness to practice law. The character and fitness investigation starts with the information you provide on your student bar registration application. 4 essential things to remember when starting your Florida Bar application are to start early, read the application critically, be completely candid and forthcoming about yourself, and keep a record of everything you send them. The amount of information you need to gather to fill out your application can be extensive. Before coming to orientation on campus, We suggest you review the Bar Prep Toolkit we have created on our Bar Prep portal and start gathering your information now. Some of the information you will need to gather includes a certified copy of your birth certificate or other proof of citizenship, every place you've lived since you were 16 or in the last 10 years, the names, dates, and types of employment and unpaid work experience you've held since you were 16, and any traffic citations you've received and the details surrounding them. The Florida Board of Bar Examiners helps you navigate the application process by providing official checklists on their website. On their homepage, click on the link to the left entitled Application and Conversion Checklists and Supporting Forms. The very top link, Register as a Student, will take you to the checklist, which details step-by-step how to apply. Print out this checklist and begin gathering your information. Once you open a new account through their two-factor authentication process, you have 6 months to finalize and electronically submit the application. You must also snail mail the supporting and required documentation for your file. The application itself is over 100 questions with many subparts. The most time-consuming part of the bar application is gathering the information you'll need to answer these questions. Therefore, it's a good idea to get the ball rolling now before your classes begin. Once you begin your application, critical reading of each question is important. The application asks very specific questions, and you have an obligation to conduct your due diligence in answering each and every question accurately. Some questions have time constraints, inclusion parameters, exclusion parameters, or may prompt you for additional documentation. Don't guess, don't assume. You need to be as accurate and candid as possible and answer only the question that is asked of you. Listed on the slide are some abbreviated examples of the types of questions you will be asked. Pay attention to the words in italics. Without careful reading, you might be sharing too much information or not providing enough. Be very literal when answering these questions. While reading literally, you must also make a good faith effort to answer every question fully. Any inconsistency, discrepancy, or omission is considered a candor issue, whether it's intentional or not. You may not recall every position of work experience you've held. In this case, ordering a work history report from the Social Security Administration can be very helpful. However, it can take months to receive. It can also be helpful to review your bank records, your phone records, your emails, both received and sent, or ask others who were also present at the time. It's important that you make every effort to be accurate. The good news is that you've already answered some of the questions through your Stetson admission application. You must obtain a copy of your Stetson admission application and review it while completing your Florida Bar application. The Florida Board of Bar Examiners will be reviewing both to make sure they match. Make sure that any required disclosures on your Stetson application mirror what you report on your Florida Bar application to avoid candor issues. If after careful review you realize something is inaccurate on your Stetson application, you must amend that with the school by sending a signed letter to the Associate Dean of Academics explaining the circumstances and why it was reported incorrectly. Once you file your student registration application, you must continue to update your bar application within 30 days of any changes, including, but not limited to, new employment experiences, changes of residence, name changes, and qualifying speeding tickets. During your 3L year, it will be time to convert your 1L student registration application to the examination application. This is how you get your ticket to sit for the Florida Bar exam. At this time, you will be asked to provide any additional final updates. You'll want to make a folder and keep copies of your application, any amendments, and correspondence so that they'll be available to you when you need them. If you do not keep a copy of your application or amendments, it will cost you $50 to obtain a copy later. Save yourself $400 by filing early. Stetson will pay your early deadline filing fee of $100. You'll still pay the conversion fee of $600 in your 3rd year. But contrast that to waiting until your second or third year to file your application, at which time you'll have to cough up the full $400 application fee plus the $600 conversion fee. To take advantage of these savings, you must electronically submit your bar application and provide your completed mailing package to the Stetson Business Office. Write this date in your calendar now and block off some time to complete it. Remember, it can take several months to order certified copies of birth certificates or court records, so start early and get the ball rolling. Then you can plan to complete everything and submit over Thanksgiving or your winter holiday break. Some of the frequently asked questions we hear often may be running through your head. What if you don't want to practice law in Florida? We strongly suggest you file anyway. Things can change a lot in 3 years. If you are from out of state, you could get a great offer here and decide to stay. Filing now will allow you to be eligible to participate in clinics, and it costs nothing. If you file as a 1L, is that all you have to do? No. As discussed earlier, you have a continuing obligation to keep your answers current by amending your application, and you will need to convert your student registration in your 3L year in order to sit for the Florida bar exam. The conversion process is how you get your admission ticket to the exam. You must also successfully graduate, pass the MPRE exam, and pass the Florida bar exam. Many folks are understandably concerned about the mental health disclosure requirements for the bar. The Florida bar application requires disclosure of substance use disorders, such as dependency, addiction, and abuse. Some severe mental health disorders are also required to be disclosed. The bar application does not require you to disclose treatment for adjustment disorders, general anxiety, general depression, and attention deficit disorder. Nor does it require you to disclose stress, marital, or grief counseling. I want to point out to you here that if at any time you find you're having difficulty coping with the stress of law school or daily life, you may seek counseling free of charge through Stetson's own licensed mental health counselor, Sarah Segrest, or you may use Florida Lawyers Assistance, which is listed on the Bar Prep portal under the last section called After the Bar. No matter what else you may hear, you will not be penalized for seeking counseling, and be assured that you are not required to report such counseling to the bar. Please feel free to email us at barprep@law.stetson.edu or stop by one of our offices in the Gulfport Law Library to make an appointment to speak about your bar application questions. Remember, start early, collect your information, start your 1L student registration, and remember your continuing obligation to update it. Carefully and critically read every question and answer every question asked of you in good faith. Be candid, which includes performing your due diligence. Make sure your Stetson admission application and your bar application are accurate and contain no discrepancies. Keep copies of everything in one place for your continuing obligation to update. If you haven't already, pull out your calendars and mark the early registration deadline to turn in your completed packet to the business office and block off some time to work on it. Save yourself money, create opportunities to participate as a certified legal intern, and be ready to practice law the moment you receive your bar exam results. Finally, every 1L must attend a presentation by the Florida Board of Bar Examiners. We'll offer 2 sessions. One is at lunchtime, the other is late afternoon prior to evening classes. You must attend one of those sessions. Remember, our team is here to help. Visit our Bar Prep portal and review the Bar Prep Toolkit for more information. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. On behalf of the entire Bar Prep team, we welcome you to the Stetson University College of Law.